Hello, welcome to Civil Air Patrol National Headquarters. I'm Julie DeBartolabin, Deputy Director of Public Affairs. And we're very honored today to have a special guest, Dr. Heather Wilson, who is the Secretary of the Air Force. She's currently down in cadet programs and aerospace education getting a briefing, and momentarily she will join me for a brief interview and talk about some CAP topics. Joining her also for this interview are some Alabama Wing cadets, and I'm going to move over here and let them introduce themselves. Go ahead and tell your name.
My name is Troy Simeone. I'm from Dothan Composite Squadron. I'm currently in the 10th grade.
My name is Omkar Mulakar. I'm a junior at Auburn University.
My name is Danielle Vigil of Montgomery, Alabama, and I'm in the 9th grade.
My name is Emery Crenshaw from Montgomery, Alabama. I'm in the 12th grade.
My name is Katrina Hunkapiller. I'm a sophomore at University of Alabama at Birmingham.
Okay. Thank you for coming today. We're so happy to have you. And we also have the Vice Commander of the Alabama Wing with us.
I'm Jim Harris, Vice Commander, Alabama Wing.
This interview is taking place in our historic area, display area at National Headquarters. It was created by Colonel Frank Blasek, our national historian, a few years ago, around 2015. And it features 400 archives from memorabilia from before World War II up to the present time. And it's a walk-around display. It's a very popular site to visit when people visit National Headquarters. I want to tell you a couple of, let me fix my mic, hold on. I thought I'd share a couple of facts and information about Secretary of the Air Force. Dr. Wilson is the 24th Secretary of the U.S. Air Force. And if you read cap.news, you're aware that her grandfather was one of our founding members, George Scotty Wilson. He was also one of the first commanders of the New Hampshire Wing. She is an Air Force Academy graduate. She graduated in 1982. She's a Rhodes Scholar. And she's also a person who was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in New Mexico, the first Republican woman to be so elected, and she served from 1998 to 2009. And for more information about her, please visit cap.news. There's a nice feature story posted there, and it's been one of our more popular stories since we launched that website back in April. Here at National Headquarters, we moved from Ellington Air Force Base in Houston to Montgomery back in 1967. Our facility, the Air Force was very generous in donating money to renovate the headquarters site, and it's quite modern. There are 76 employees here, and there are 18 CAP USAP employees. And so, and when you come here, people like to take a tour, and when you come, let us know. We'd like to tell you more about headquarters. Of course, the National Operations Center is housed here as well, and that's where we plan all of our missions that we perform across America. More about the historic display, and I'm going to allow our camera to kind of walk around and show a little bit of what we have here. It features the military service of former cadets and senior members, including 2 former members who received the Medal of Honor. It was first erected, as I said, in 2015, back in April. And I understand that the Secretary is on her way, so we are going to move in position to get ready for that interview. Father, you to put this in, please?
Sure.
Is that okay?
That's great.
Maybe
Will that work?
Do that around like that.
Let's see.
Thank you.
How's that?
Yes.
You're,
Yeah, thanks.
thanks for letting us do this with you.
Sure.
Now with the social media is the name of the game these days, isn't it? And so with your concurrence and willingness, we'd like to do a short interview.
Absolutely. Ready to roll.
Okay, well, welcome,
Let me just-
Dr. Wilson,
Sure.
to National Headquarters. We're so honored to have you here, and I hope that you'll enjoy your tour and learning more about who we are, although we're so very proud of your background and association with us. We're also very excited to be a part of the Total Force as of 2015, and as a result of that designation, our missions have grown. Could you tell me how you think we might grow even further in terms of meeting the needs of the Air Force in the future?
Well, with respect to Civil Air Patrol, there's really two things. One is to inspire the next generation of young aviators and airmen to join the Air Force after you've finished college or high school. And so that's just reaching out and encouraging young people to consider careers in aviation and aerospace. The second is, of course, that operational mission, which is particularly important in times of national disaster or for search and rescue. And the Civil Air Patrol has always been there and has always been part of the team since really since the establishment of the United States Air Force. So those skills and abilities, whether you're an observer or whether you're a pilot, or whether you're on the ground out there doing search and rescue or responding to a natural disaster, Civil Air Patrol is part of the team.
Right. Well, speaking of cadets, CAP, as I'm sure you know, is partnering with the Air Force and airlines and other industry partners to help address the pilot shortage. And of course, we've been training our cadets and working with cadets in ROTC and junior ROTC. And also through STEM and our aviation career emphases, we're also working to help promote those kinds of initiatives. And we're very appreciative of the Air Force giving us $2.4 million to support those kind of activities. And we'd like for you to please comment on what we're doing in that role to help address the pilot shortage.
Well, we are short of both pilots and air crew, as well as maintainers, and so it's inspiring that next generation to come into the service, because we know right now we're trying to retain people that we have, and because we don't want to lose air crew or pilots that we spent so much time and effort training and developing to be exceptional pilots. But we also know that we've got to prepare the next generation, and that we have a national shortage of pilots, not just an Air Force and Navy shortage of pilots. We've got a national shortage, and so we need to inspire more young people to find a pathway into aviation, and particularly into aircrew. And it's important for us. It's also important for the national economy.
Right. We certainly appreciate the Air Force's support of our initiatives. What do you see, ma'am, as the future of aerospace, aviation, and STEM, and how Civil Air Patrol might help with those very critical needs?
No, I think the Civil Air Patrol does inspire the next generation of young leaders in aerospace, and that's probably the most important role from the future of the Air Force. But there is also that auxiliary role that the Civil Air Patrol is there in its squadrons around the country. If there's someone lost out in the Badlands of South Dakota, or if you know, after the hurricanes, after the flooding that happened in Hurricane Katrina. My husband was an airman, was actually mobilized National Guard, and went down and was working in the headquarters after Katrina, and the Civil Air Patrol was there. In fact, he flew with you guys for one of his last flights. He was sending out the Civil Air Patrol to fly over and, you know, count cattle, find where the water had receded to, where they still had recovery that they needed to do. And instead of using a very high-end Air Force aircraft to do that, we used the Civil Air Patrol. He used the Civil Air Patrol. And one of his last things to do before he left the headquarters and came back home was you all took him up flying. So that was a good day for him.
Great. Well, in closing, ma'am, it is the 75th anniversary of cadet programs. Just any parting words of wisdom to our 25,000 cadets across America?
Well, thank you for your willingness to be part of us and to be on the team. Everybody as a citizen has an obligation to serve in some way. We're a self-governing republic, and that means all of us have to give back to the community in which we live. For some of you, you've chosen to serve in the Civil Air Patrol, and that's noble service. So thank you for serving.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good job, sir. Thank you.
Ma'am, would you mind if we